Hello, and welcomes everyone. AnthWolf here, bringing you another video of Star Wars: The Old Republic. A little shaky beginning there, introduction. Where we last left off, I was doing an interlude video of Hammer Station, one of the flashpoints of the game, the second flashpoint actually, I suppose, if you're doing them in level order. We're now on our way to Balmora, the first planet in which we have one of the Great Hunt bounties. I did mention that Mako wanted to speak to us beforehand, though I guess we had just enough affection with her. We have a reasonable amount of affection with Mako, actually. So we'll have a word with her, and then we'll get ourselves plotted to go to Balmora and see who our target is. See what she has to say.
Been poking around the HoloNet, heard a few things that seem suspicious. A Jedi to Imperial colonels and a Hutt came down with bad cases of dead within hours of each other. Had to be Great Hunt targets.
Think they were Blood's targets? He ahead of me now?
Too hard to say. Blood's not the only one we're up against. So, I looked up the manufacturer of my implant. Weird stuff. Exclusively government contractor. Everything on this model is classified.
Tells you something anyway. Must have had connections.
Seems that way. Whoever my parents were, they got their hands on one mother of a top-secret gadget. Don't know what that means yet, but I intend to find out.
Interesting. Oh, Mako, you want to speak to us again? Okay, fair enough. Why not?
Remember Lord Daka? The Altakas announced his triumphant return home from harrowing captivity. He's already being asked to travel and talk about it.
Wonder exactly how much he'll tell about his little adventure.
Might have to pick up a recording and find out. So, been wondering what kind of people put classified government doodads in their kids' heads. Figured there had to be something in the official records I could dig up.
Don't suppose you found something worth some credits?
I wish. Nothing came up in official channels. Means I probably wasn't born on the smuggler's moon. But I figure someone on Arshada's gotta remember them, right? Just have to keep asking.
You must have some notion who they were.
No, but I like to imagine they're smugglers, tragically shot down hauling a cargo of illegal gizkas.
That's right, Brayden, our old... I always called him a taskmaster. Our old leader who was organising our entry into the Great Hunt picked up Mako on SWTOR, one of the planets we will be visiting in the near future. Anyhow, so let's activate the galaxy map and get ourselves over to Balmora. It's within the core worlds. Which one is it? Aha! The Balmoran target. Once an independent corporate and manufacturing world, Balmora was defended by the Republic and conquered by the Empire during the war. Now the corporations have mostly fled, local collaborators have been rewarded with positions in the Imperial puppet government, and an entrenched and well-armed resistance opposes the Empire's rule. Despite brutal retaliation by the Imperial military against military and civilian targets, the battle to eliminate the resistance drags on. Droid factories and industrial waste sites have become battlegrounds. The main Balmoran spaceport is in the city of Sobrik, an Imperial military stronghold heavily fortified against resistance attacks. Gives you an idea of what we're walking into.
You notice the Great Hunt never sends us anywhere nice? The Empire's been fighting for control of Balmora for years. Death tolls in the high 7 figures.
How is there anything left to fight over?
The weapons factories are built to withstand attack. The people aren't. Let's see what Krista has to say about our job here. It's starting the holo now.
Welcome to Balmora, Hunter. Your target is the right impressive Admiral Iverness. They call him Admiral Untouchable. Spends all his time on a fancy flagship surrounded by armed soldiers. Can't kill what you can't touch, Hunter. You gotta lure Admiral Avernus off his flying fortress and down to Balmora. To make things even more interesting, no friendly contacts here. You gotta figure this out yourself. And don't forget, the job ain't done till you're the only hunter left standing. Good luck.
She's kidding, right? This is a suicide mission.
Never stopped you before. Consider this a chance to show you've got more in your arsenal than a blaster. I'm logging into the Imperial network. Let's see what I can dig up about this Admiral Avernus. He's a war hero, alright. Actually won some battles against the Mandalorians. Wonder if that's how he got on the list. This is interesting. Turns out one of the Admiral's toadies is in the market for a bounty hunter.
Let's get every piece of information on them you can pull down.
The job listing contact is Lieutenant Major Pyrrell. And get this, discretion is of the utmost importance. Whatever this is, Pyrrell wants it secret.
Let's apply for a job and see if we can't work our way up to the Admiral.
Lieutenant Major Pyrrell's office is at the Imperial base in Sobrik. Let's go impress him and see where it leads.
Sounds like a plan. Unfortunately, our class missions currently right now are recommended for level 15, and therefore aren't going to earn us much of the 12 times experience. But hopefully if we do enough of them and get caught up, we'll start gaining that lovely experience once again. Before we get down, actually I might as well tell you while we're flying down to Balmora. Because we're going to have a lengthy cutscene while it's loading up the planet. When I uploaded the Hammer Station Flashpoint video to YouTube, there was a copyright claim for the music when I was fighting the mining droid. Apparently John Williams' musical orchestra did some of the music for them, and probably was the battle, I'm guessing, the fight music. And the fight music came from The Revenge of the Sith, which is obviously the third of the prequel movies. So, in response, I've had to obviously try to edit and remove some of that music, which you'll probably find out in that video, and also lower the music in all my videos onwards. And that's going to obviously affect this series and my series as a Sith warrior, as a SWTOR. So yeah, I just wanted to quickly disclaim that. So if you wonder why the music might be slightly quieter, that's the reason. And hopefully it'll avoid any more copyright unpleasantness in the future. But we'll see.
Okay.
Oh, sounds like everything's loading. Let's have a sip of tea. There we go. 57. Oh, holy hell.
You there, bounty hunter. We want to work with you.
What are you supposed to be?
I'm Vore. This is my sister Vi.
We've come to collect a debt from you, and we expect payment in full. We Corellians are very particular about our debts.
You killed our brother Vex, you pile of scum. You got anything to say for yourself?
Vex had a bounty on him. I'm a bounty hunter. End of story.
He was that Corellian bank robber on Hutter, right? The fast draw guy.
You couldn't take him in a stand-up fight, so you shot him in the back. Now you're going to pay the price.
The name Taro Blood ring a bell? He told us how you slaughtered Vex and then killed the old man, Brayden, when he discovered your crime.
Brayden? I can't believe even Taro would stoop that low.
This pair of Corellians are nothing but Taro's pawns.
Enough, let's fry the scum and be done with it.
You're dead!
Unfortunate for you.
Not just the pretty sidekick,
Oh,
Buster.
hey, you froze me. Interesting. Now, don't you be healing him. That's not very nice. Unfortunate. We had to kill them as well. We might have been able to talk our way out of it, but... Terror Blood makes another victim. Or two. You can tell he's going to be dogging our heels throughout this series. Well, you can definitely tell it's under Imperial control.
Okay.
Captain Rigel.
Hunter, I hope you know what you're getting yourself into. Captain Rigel, Imperial Conquest Consolidation Corps. When the Empire invades, we're the ones who seal the deal. Don't suppose you're aware of the situation here on Balmorra?
It's my understanding there's some kind of battle.
Yeah, if you can call a pile of bodies a battle. The Empire invaded Balmora in the last war, but we've been spinning our wheels in the mud ever since. Resistance fighters think they can drive the Empire off Balmora. We're here to prove them wrong.
How do you expect to succeed where the Imperial Army has failed?
We are the army too. Other soldiers just don't have the capability to handle our kind of specialized missions. The Balmoran government in exile, backed by Minister of Defense Valicar, is giving us fits, backing a strong faction of the Resistance. The Minister is safely off planet, but if we break his allies here, we break him. We break him, we break the Resistance.
What about the rest of the Balmoran government in exile?
Valicar is the only one with military experience, and he's the most vocal. When we destroy his power base and wipe the floor with his whiskers, none of the others will have the backbone to oppose us. That's why we need to take everything out. Do we have the privilege of your support?
I won't turn down good work.
A fighter and a businessman. Have it your way. My second-in-command, Lieutenant Davril, is masterminding Phase 1 of what we like to call Operation Breaking Point. You'll find him in Sobrik. He's got plans to blow the Balmoran resistance sky high. I think you'll like them.
Excellent. So, we've met a point of contact. On each planet you visit, you'll find one of these NPCs near the entrance of the space dock or just outside the first city. And they will have a chain quest that basically follows you throughout the entire world.
Have to use those guns while we are here.
Farnell Research Facility. That doesn't sound familiar. I never visit that Balmora too much. Anyhows, welcome to Sobrik. There's a lot of places we want to visit here. Probably in the first couple of videos on this planet. We have a mission terminal. By order of Licinius Malchiro, Imperial Government Balmora, Resistance forces outside Sobrik have ambushed 4 dewback convoys and sent to the Troda military workshop within the last week. Imperial Intelligence's tireless efforts have revealed seismic sensors hidden throughout the road. Volunteers are sought to set up the seismic sensors, destroying the ambushes and bring the power cores to the Droida military workshop for study. Sure, we can take that mission. Why not? Let's see, more people to speak to. Have we discovered this? We have. Good. Here's one of the Sobrik taxi droids once again. And an intelligence officer.
Ah, bounty hunter. You may have just stepped into a job opportunity. I understand you are not averse to occasional off-the-record tasks which require some discretion. One of our officers has just had an unfortunate dust-up with a valuable delegate, and we need to doctor the results.
I'm all about results.
So I've heard. This officer recently quarreled with one of our Chiss delegates. The delegate did not survive. The Chiss have provided crucial intelligence here and elsewhere in the war. It would not do to strain relations with them.
What's your game plan?
We have doctored a security recording to make it appear that Balmoran rebels attacked the delegate. We need someone with no direct connection to this officer to go to the room where the murder occurred and upload the doctored footage to the security cameras. With luck, we can turn this into a galvanizing point against the rebels.
Just point me in the direction of the action.
The delegate was killed in the back room of a cantina. I'll give you the coordinates. Just tell our man at the door that you're working for Breredan, and he'll let you pass.
Not exactly a clean job, but a job's a job at the end of the day, and sometimes times are hard. And we have this guy, Griffin Remus. Hi there.
Hey there. You got a second? You look like someone important in the Empire, huh? I, bet you could get me to who's in charge.
I've got no ties to the Empire except what they pay me.
But you, know people, right? I just want to make a trade. The Resistance is a lost cause. I want to come out of this with my head. I got info. Right here. Where the rebels are. What they're hitting. Introduce me to the Mucky Mucks, and I'll trade them the rest for a berth off-planet.
You want to defect?
Now you're getting it. Help me out. I think Lieutenant Treacheries handles defections, but he's been targeted a few times, so he don't take people off the street anymore. You convince him I'm the real goods, and I'd bet he'd cut you in a finder's fee.
Interesting. Wonder how many other people he's approached. Probably every other playable character here. Hello. Some sort of floating pet behind that player. So we have a lot of side missions we've asked to do here in Sobrik itself before we've even left the city, and obviously these are the seismic sensors that we've been asked to disable. And then I think the droid workshop is over here in the canyon, or somewhere around here anyway, at least. But we'll go see Lieutenant Major Perel first and see what tasks he has for us. Discretion is advised, I believe he said. Bounty hunter.
You want to be on top, you're gonna need the skills. Come back, you might learn something.
Welcome to the office of Lieutenant Major Perel. I am ODX-9. How may I be of assistance?
Perel sent for me, didn't he tell you?
That's odd. I have no record of an appointment in my scheduling databanks. If I may inquire, with whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
I'm a bounty hunter. That's all you need to know.
A bounty hunter? Oh, how interesting. I don't believe I've ever met one of you. My sincerest apologies, but the Lieutenant Major is currently in a meeting and cannot be disturbed. Thank you for visiting Lieutenant Major Perel's office. Have a pleasant day.
You're dead, fella.
What was that racket? ODX! ODX, answer me! You worthless piece of junk! Who's out there?
I'm here to solve your problems. Bounty hunter.
My problems? What do you know about my problems? Ah, of course. I understand. Give me a moment to unlock the door.
That was our only connection to Admiral Ivernus, so let's make the Lieutenant Major a very satisfied customer.
I've never actually shot the droid before. I wonder how that's going to affect our first meeting. And he has company.
My apologies for the poor welcome. I never informed that idiot droid I was hiring a bounty hunter. I'm assistant to the naval attaché of the governor of Balmora. I specialize in intelligence gathering.
Master is wise and powerful.
This is Mergier, an amusing gift from a friend on Drummond Cass. What she lacks in intelligence, she makes up for in entertainment value. Let's get down to business, shall we? My superior, Colonel Sartius, is an incompetent fool. I toil in his shadow, though his job should rightfully be mine.
You're obviously more deserving of power.
Precisely. Even you can see it. But what's most infuriating is that Colonel Sartius has the full confidence of Admiral Ivernus. Colonel Sartius remains in power because he excels at hiding his gross incompetence from the Admiral. but we are going to tear down that facade.
The Colonel loses his job, Admiral Iverness comes here and gives you a promotion.
We're going to work well together. I can tell. I want you to create problems for Colonel Sartius. Problems I'm confident he can't deal with. Your missions will involve plenty of mayhem and destruction. And the pay is quite generous. Interested?
Generous pay is my favorite term.
Excellent. We speak the same language, then. Your first target is the Okara droid factory. Before the Empire invaded Balmorra, we sabotaged the facility, turning the droids into crazed killing machines. Colonel Sartius is very close to deciphering the facility's control codes. If he does, it will bring the droids fully under the Empire's control. The Colonel cannot be allowed such a victory. I sent a data slicer to enter a code-scrambling virus into the facility's computer system.
What's the problem?
The security team escorting the slicer was killed by the facility's droids. Now the slicer is trapped inside. The slicer refuses to input the virus until I send a rescue team. I'm sending you. The slicer's name is Zalia. Force her to input the virus into the system. Then eliminate her. No loose ends. We'll have more business to discuss when you return.
Interesting. We can choose one. We'll take the commendations again, since we spent a fair few to get our level 25 modifications later on. We actually want to go to a mailbox. There's one nearby. Doesn't seem there is. There might be one in the cantina, actually. Actually, then it would show up. Wondering. Have a quick look in the spaceport for a mailbox. I can't. Oh, there you go. Wonder why that didn't appear. Oh, maybe it did. Maybe I'm blind. Holy hell! If that was there. Oh well.
Okay.
It happens on occasion. It's early morning here. Still yet to fully wake up. We need... do I need any of this? This is all the stuff for Mako. Don't need this barrel anymore. We can probably sell that on. Level 25. Implants. And that's it. Okay. Mako. Some better gloves for you and a new headpiece. These can be equipped later on. Okay. So, let's have a look. We need to speak to Lieutenant Davril for our chain quest, the beginning of Operation Breaking Point. We have the Defector, the body of evidence for the Chiss delegate. And then of course we've got the seismic sensors. So let's just do them in order. I suppose we'll just go in a big circle once again.
Need some help?
Lieutenant Trishoda.
Are you the officer who deals with defectors?
Yes, though I prefer not to be quite so open about it. I'm Lieutenant Trishoda. High Command has tasked me to learn how these rebels think, as distasteful as that is. Have you found a candidate? Someone of enough value for the Empire to recruit instead of capture?
I suppose he did hire us out of good faith.
A man named Griffin Remus. He seems to know the rebels well. We should work with him.
Let me see anything you have on him. We could use a man on the inside. Thank you. I'll transfer our standard finder's fee to your accounts.
Appreciate it. That's all we really need to do. We don't even need to go back to Griffin and let him know. Let's pop ourselves into the cantina. Actually, the cantina on Balmora is an interesting place because there is a companion customization NPC who can sell you more appearances.
I always end up in places like this after a successful bounty. Jory said, "Spend your credits while you still can, little girl." Good advice.
Yeah, there's a... You can change your appearance on Mako. Where? Aha! Whale Nolan.
You won't find a better bargain.
So here we are. So we've seen 1, 2, and 3. But obviously, if we wanted to change Mako again, there's 3 more customization options.
Come back anytime.
There is further. There's even more customization options available. I think there is a planet later on.
I'm working for Brereton.
Thanks. The bodyguard droid is still alive. It's still active. You may notice sometimes this flamethrower has that little circle around it as if it can do something. It's because I forgot to mention I have unlocked Flame Engine. Direct damage attacks have a 50% chance to trigger Flame Engine, which finishes the cooldown on Flamethrower or Firestorm and causes your next of those abilities to generate no heat and channel twice as fast. Cannot occur more than every 15 seconds. So yeah, it's handy for our Flamethrower. Firestorm is the last ability you learn at level 57. I've never seen it before. Obviously, if I was playing in PvP, maybe someone would be able to use it and show it off for me. But I've personally not seen it. So here's the doctored evidence being uploaded. There you go. Now we just need to go see Bearden once again. We could stop and enjoy the Twi'lek dances, but we're a bit too busy. People to see, bounties to collect. We'll go see Lieutenant... actually, we'll go see Bearden first and let him know that his request has been complete.
Need some help?
I handled your cover-up. As far as anyone else will know, the rebels killed that shiz.
Excellent. And I have heard nothing of it, which is even better. Please accept this payment for your service and your silence.
Thank you.
Getting lonely?
Here's that Lieutenant Davril.
Try to be more careful.
Hunter, you look like a man who's seen blood. Good. The battle for Balmorra can only be won with blood, sweat, and tears. Our sweat, their blood and tears. The government in exile, the resistance, cowards. We're going to bury them in their little hidey holes.
Where do I come in?
The old government's sending generators to the resistance, powering their artillery. The resistance has given pardons to Balmora's worst killers in exchange for a little guard duty. Phase 1 of Operation Breaking Point is to destroy those generators and put those killers to sleep. You in?
I signed up to serve the Empire, and I intend to do it.
From the looks of you, I'd say you mean it. The generators are in the Nibre warehouse. If you can blow them to pieces, you'll show the Balmoran resistance it takes more than cold-blooded killers to stop the Empire.
Excellent. It's the first mission of the chain. Big guns. I think I mentioned earlier in the series that this mission, when I was playing a few months back, was bugged. The generators do respawn. If another player beat me to them, say, and destroyed them, I would have to wait for them to regenerate. But they weren't actually like respawning, which was really annoying. You basically had to wait until the servers reset and hope that you were the first one to log in next to the generators to actually do it yourself, which at the time I was lucky to do so. So, we have no other reason to be in Sobrik right now. We've been asked to go to the droid factory in the Mokaran Plains here. But we have, obviously, the seismic sensors here. We have the Big Guns chain quest. We have a few things we can do around here before we even get into these plains. So, I think we'll end the video here before we leave Sobrik. And then when we come back, we'll step out into the next area. I don't think it's the canyon fully. The canyon's quite a large area, whereas we're just dealing with the western side of it. Oh, someone's got a shuttle in. But yeah, we'll explore around. We'll do a few side quests again before we get ourselves over to the Okora droid factory. This of course has been AnthWolf with more Star Wars The Old Republic, and I'll see you for more next time. Bye bye now.